This would be easier in the shop with the vise, but we don't need to be exact. Oh no. You're going to get a face full. Ah, there you go. It's going to come back. So I could probably drive 3 or 4 miles to a hardware store, and they might have that fitting. And if they don't, I could drive to another hardware store that I know of, and they might have it. But if neither one of them have it, then it's a 30-minute or more drive to Lowe's. But that's just a bunch of driving when I can just cobble together what I have. And what it means is that I can only do this project here of watering the pasture. The cows are behind me over there. And I can't use the IBC tote because of that 1 inch to 3/4 adapter. I'm interested to see how this works. I know that the pump will get plenty of water here. This is going to be a direct line from the well. No pressure switch, no pressure tank or anything. So we're going to put this Y on here, and this is going to be a restriction, a big restriction of the water. But it's what I got, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to swing 2 sprinkler heads, and it probably can swing a lot more than that, but I think they're going to build up with a lot of pressure because we're reducing everything down so much here. And I don't have, like I said, any kind of pressure tank or pressure switch on the well side, so it's going to get the full force of that pump, which it should be fine because it'll just push it out through this nozzle. We're going to water right through the fence here just because there's plenty of pasture here that needs watering, and that way I don't have to deal with what the cows will do. But this ground is so hard, I should be able to just push this in, but it's so dry and hard. And this is just an old cheapo sprinkler, so. All right, we're going to go with that. Let's go turn on the water. Get all that air out of the line. There should be plenty of water volume there. All that air. Yeah, there's quite a bit of pressure there. I mean, that's 20 gallons per minute. That's a lot to go through these little cheap Walmart garden sprinkler heads. When I was farming in Virginia, we used to have to irrigate a lot, and it basically kind of dominated your summer. And I didn't really like it because it was a lot of work, but when it's your own property and you're trying to save it, it's a little bit more gratifying. Okay, I think I got it set up. It's kind of satisfying, and the cows, who are normally curious, we didn't realize how curious cows can be. They're not even trying to come over here and bother with me or with the sprinklers. So that'll give them a nice little chunk that'll get watered. I'll leave the water on it for a couple hours, and then I guess I'll move the sprinklers into the pasture. I just wanted to see if this would work, and then I could put them on full circle, and then they'll water twice as much. The Great Drought, April 2026. Oh, Chief just went under the sprinkler. Oh, got him again. Let's see what happens. Beefy Chiefy, about to get wet. Let's see what happens. Oh no. You're going to get a face full. Ah, there you go. It's going to come back. It's going to come back on you, old boy. You're going the wrong way. Going deeper into battle there. Well, guys, it's just been a whole bunch of failures. You remember we started off here trying to use this and the irrigation setup, and we couldn't. We had to steal this adapter. Well, I came back here and checked on the well that doesn't have any kind of pressure switch. So when you send power to that well, it just sends water up, and if there's any restrictions, you could blow out something from the well that's 140 foot down. You could blow out the standpipe. Not good things will happen if there's an obstruction. Well, that splitter that we put at the end of that 3/4 hose, the holes are so small in that it was putting a lot of pressure out there on the sprinklers. But when I came back here and checked the lay flat hose, it was tight. It had just way too much pressure, and I can't afford to be fixing wells. So I'm going to try and make an adapter, and I'm just checking to make sure that it'll thread into my hoses. We talked about different types of thread before, and this will work. That's a 3/4. And then we're going to try this male one here. And then we're going to go in the shop, cut up some PVC and glue it, and make an elbow that does, or a T-fitting that doesn't constrict at all. So let's see if this fits in here, then we're golden. Yeah, that threads in there nicely. Okay, let's go build this and try and switch those sprinklers back to the other well. When I say the other well, we have one well for the house, and that's the one that I'm using to irrigate right now. And then we have another well that we've been using to fill the pond, and that well is like our backup well. So I don't want to use our house well for irrigation. It's a good well, it's fairly new. I just don't want to burn it out because I need water for us to drink and survive more so than I need water to put on the grass. So this is what I've come up with. I've got a T here, and I've got a little piece of 1-inch PVC, Schedule 40, that I've kept from somewhere. I'm going to glue that in there, and then I'm going to put that there because that needs a female end to take the hose male end. And then we're going to cut some more pieces of PVC, glue that, one on each side, and that'll go to, those are 2 male ends, and that'll go to the female ends of the hose, which then goes to the sprinkler. So I've got to cut 2 more pieces of PVC. I'm going to cut them all the same length. So I got a scrap that I kept. It's an elbow, and I could always put couplers on that if I ever run out of elbows, because that does happen. So we're going to cut off some of this. It doesn't need that much length. And I just need 2 inches or more. So we'll go ahead and cut this. So I don't know why, but I had this sitting here like that, just in a box, and they're not glued. So I just undid that, and that gives me that piece. I'll clean that up a little. I'll have that piece, that piece. I've got everything I need. We'll prime everything. Priming just softens the plastic, so you get a good chemical weld. Push it in, turn it a little bit. One very purpley, messy splitter. When I came over here and was hooking this up, I was like, this is too good to be true. But I also knew that that was a pretty small passageway through that Y. Remember, we're coming from a pump that's 1 inch, and by the time it gets down here, the diameter of the hose is 3/4 of an inch, but we're further restricted by that hole. And then when we Y it off, look how small it is in there. So we're going to, again, 3/4 exterior or outside diameter. The inside of the hose could be 5/8, but that hose, that hole right there is like a 1/4 inch. And that's where we were getting the restriction. Not going to have that restriction there. That's 1 inch all the way. Okay, if nothing else, it'll let the water flow, so it won't increase the pressure from this hose to this hose now. It'll all be the same. It'll come down there and split off. Okay, I'm going to go turn it on again. Okay, turn it on now. You should see water real soon. The way this is going to be different from last time is it's going to get a lot more volume up to the nozzle. Before, it was getting volume, only the volume that would fit through that Y. It looks like it's putting out more volume and less pressure. Yeah, before you put your hand in front of it, I wouldn't say it would hurt, but you would definitely feel it. I think we're putting out enough volume now that we won't hurt the pump. Yeah, it's not throwing it as far either. Just tell me the pressure is down. Now here's the test. How tight is this lay flat? See, it'll flex now. Before, that was so rigid. Now it's still tighter than I want it to be. I'd like there to be more flow out there on the sprinklers, but it's better than what it was. Well, this is working out okay, but I still want to get some more flow going through the nozzles there. We're going to do a couple things to increase the flow of this nozzle. So the first thing we're going to do is find out what our nozzle size is. So I've got a 5/32 drill bit here. And so now we'll go up 2 sizes in drill bits. Now we'll just drill out those nozzles. This would be easier in the shop with the vise, but we don't need to be exact. You know, the Navy SEALs have a saying, and I'm no Navy SEAL. Never been one. I've known a couple, but hats off to them and Delta and all the other special operators out there. But they have a saying, the only easy day is yesterday. And that's what I feel like here on the Homestead sometimes. We'll get it. Hey, old boy. You got to watch out for Chief, man. He comes up behind you. He'll try to make you his girlfriend. Another thing I'm doing to increase flow is I'm changing the hose that goes from the T over to the other sprinkler. No, bull cow, don't eat the tripod. Switched over to our heavy duty ranch hose here. And this is a 3/4 hose, so there's lots of throughput on this hose. That'll help the second sprinkler get more water. Okay, let's try this for what, third, fourth time? I've actually got this well with a yellow piece of tape, so I don't have to figure out which breaker it is. It's the yellow one. It's actually, I guess, for Deb. It's the yellow one, babe. Oh, no. What you got, old bull cow? We might have the nozzle too big. It won't even swing the head. Swinging the other one though. Okay, so this one's stuck. Stuck probably because it don't have enough flow. Because I probably drilled the hole too large. Whew, that's a big old nozzle now. Probably should only went one size bigger. But that ship has sailed. How about this one? This one's stuck in reverse. It's definitely putting out a lot more volume now. Well, our 40 to 50% chance of rain yesterday gave us like 3 little sprinkly drops. Didn't even, put the dust down or anything. So I've had the sprinklers running this morning from 6 a.m. till now. It's about 8 o'clock. So I'm going to move them and just kind of keep working the sprinklers down the pasture. The cows have accepted it. They were real curious yesterday. I thought they were going to mess them up by maybe stepping on them or... Hey guys, you been in sprinklers a little bit? Charlie? Chief? I rerouted the hose a little bit to gain... Water comes to about here. To gain a little bit of more reach here into the pasture. What are you doing, baby? This has nothing to do with you. Zero to do with you. Are you so curious? But I've got to put the stake in the ground because I just couldn't push the sprinklers in where the cows have been walking on this for 7 months. It's dry and it's packed. Hopefully I got enough hose reach to come out to here. This actually comes pretty far into the pasture. Put it a couple hours here. Stop following me. I love you guys, but I'm trying to do some work here. Charlie's taller than you. Oh, getting down and get some leverage, huh? You're like 2 kids in the back seat of the car. Charlie's like, I gotta kneel down to get to your level, bull cow. All right, they've been moved. So that's what he does toward my tripod. Show everyone how pretty you are with your little nose, your little patch, your little ear thing going on. And you just stand like a bull. Been watering the cow pasture for a couple of hours now. Everything looks okay there. I can let that soak in for a couple hours and move the sprinklers. But I got one more science project to do before I can get back to watering the pond bank. So I went to our local hardware store, and what I need to do is adapt that 1-inch pump down to 3/4 garden hose. But when you go in a local store, they know what someone who's putting together an irrigation system needs. They know when a reducer is needed. They know when it's NPT versus garden hose thread. And you just walk in there and say what you need. And I took them this. I said, I need this to reduce down to 3/4 garden hose. And there's no direct adapter for that or reducer for that. So we've got threaded 1 inch, slip down to 3/4, then 3/4 NPT to garden hose. So let's glue this up. They even offered to glue it up. He said, do you have any glue? I said, yeah. I thought he was trying to sell me glue. He goes, if you don't, I'll glue it up for you. We got the adapter all glued up, and we put Teflon tape on the brass adapter there to the garden hose threads. And we probably should, nah, we're not going to put any tape there. Probably should, but I don't think it's going to leak. If it does, we can always come back and put tape later. The reason I say that is because I want to go to a 1 inch hose eventually, but the 1 inch hose is being used to water the pasture right now. Now we put the garden hose on there. So last night I put a new IBC tote adapter in there, and basically they come with 2 types of threads. One of them is fine thread, what I have, and then there's coarse thread. So it was real hard to find, but I found a fine threaded IBC tote that will go to 1 inch instead of that 3/4 inch hose. And then I'll be able to get full 1 inch to the intake of the pump. While the pasture's getting watered, I'm going to water the pond bank. I already did that side down there to include both corners, and that was 4 IBC totes. So 4 times 275 gallons is 800, 900, 1,000 gallons or so, something like that. So I got to do 1 of the totes here on the end, and then 4 to 5 on that side and on the other end. Remember that fitting that I didn't put tape on? I'll have to put tape on it next time I fill up the IBC tote. So this pump does not like to run if it's at any kind of angle. And it's just on too much of an angle, and I tried to get it straight with the tractor, but I couldn't. I'm going to go ahead and water this whole pond bank, keep watering the pasture, and that's my day for today. But we appreciate you guys watching. Click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, remember, life's short, tractor hard. Check out these 2 videos here. They're pretty cool too. Take care, guys. I have no idea where this shower came from.